Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the flight briefing room. As we're not able to fly at the minute, and I've had quite a few requests for this, I thought I'd talk about my vlog setup, and that is this helmet here. So I've had this headset and this helmet for about 4 years, and they kind of recommend that you should change your helmet every 4 to 5 years depending on usage. So this will actually get relegated to my ground handling helmet, and I will be upgrading to this. It's the ICARO Scarab with the MicroAvionics branding on it, and I'll be transferring, and I'm showing it during the video, how to transfer my PM-100 MicroAvionics headset into this. But why do I use this headset for my vlogging? Well, so I've had this headset for about 4 years, and the reason I've got it was primarily for using the aviation band, the airband radio, which is this jack plug here. Now MicroAvionics have actually done an upgrade to this lead that will allow you to fit any connector for any headset interchangeable on the end of this. So I actually need to get that upgraded. So originally when I bought this wasn't a Bluetooth headset, and I needed to have communications, long range communications with the follow-on driver for my coast to coast flight. So I sent this off to MicroAvionics, and within 3 to 4 days I had it back with a Bluetooth upgrade. That was the version 1 Bluetooth. And that was quite happy, connected to my phone, played music, was absolutely brilliant. And I'll show you a picture more about the dip switches inside. But this headset does pretty much everything I need for every sort of flying I need to do, whether it's paramotoring or on the PeaBee Microlight side of things. This headset does absolutely everything I need to do. There have been other people that have done videos. PPG Gorilla has done a video on this headset. Paul Mockford, aka Paranoob, he's done a big vlog on this as well. But I'm going to go more to the tech side of it. So, of course, a bit of a tech video to explain how I've had it set up and what's different from most other headsets. So, the PM-100 is an aviation grade microphone, and a lot of it revolves around this microphone here. Additionally, what I've put on mine is I call it a wind mic sock. It's nothing like a dead cat, but it's actually a design I've given to MicroAvionics, and you'll be able to get these from MicroAvionics in the not too distant future. It just stops the wind noise over the microphone, but doesn't mean you've got something muffled right in the front of your face. And it also looks like a microphone as well. The thing I like about this headset is that I've had it for 4 years, and I have pretty much abused it in all that time, is it just works. I've had it sent back for upgrades, and I'll run through those upgrades quickly. So I say the first upgrade was the Mark 1 Bluetooth. It's now had the Mark 2 upgrade. And the other upgrade was, this is one of the first few that had it, was Paul and I both requested the ability to have the line out audio to the 3.5mm jack plug to the audio adapter for the Gopro as a dedicated lead. Before you had that, you had a big long lead, and this was one of the other upgrades, that came out the back, and you could buy an upgrade lead that then you'd curl around and then plug straight in. We said, why are we wasting that port just for the audio? It means we can't use it for anything else. So MicroAvionics went away and added this lead, and I'll put a close-up picture of it in a minute, this adapter, sorry, that does a multitude of things. Now I use this for 2 things. The first was during the RAFA 40. Paul and I had it's a Senna Evo, that we had modified for that connector, and then on the back of the headset we'd have it mounted on there and then plugged into that port, which meant we had Bluetooth comms as well. You can get a lead for an additional radio with an additional PTT in addition to that PTT, and what I also use it for is a designated PTT that goes in the back, so that I don't actually have to take my hands off the control bar on my PeaBee. That's a press to talk that remains on the bar. The other thing I do like about this, and it's shown another video link that I'll leave in a card up here, is this has got an integrated intercom. I can plug the intercom lead from this headset into another PM-100, and that they will interact as live intercom without the need for an intercom box. So these headsets have so many facets to them that I think I'm using most of the options on it, but I'm so impressed with it that's why I've carried on using it. And so I think the fact I've used it for 4 years and haven't needed to do anything else other than just say, can you upgrade this or that? It just works. I turn it on, and that's what we're going to look at more. So let's go inside the headset and show what the dip switches do. So I've tried to light this in such a way that you can actually see what's going on, because again, everything's quite small, micro. So to actually turn the system on and off, the headset on and off, it is just literally a toggle switch at the top. I was chatting with MicroAvionics recently about the batteries. They are nickel metal hydrides. They're not NiCads. They don't want to use lithiums because of the issues that are generally with lithiums in the life cycles. The batteries they've had in these, they've been using for decades, and they just work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the other beauty is that there is a charging point in the second headset, and you can leave it on forever and a day. You don't need to worry about it. These headsets last for hours and hours and hours without any need for charge. I know some people haven't even charged them for months. Just take them out and use them. So that's one benefit of the nickel metal hydrides in these. So inside this ear cup, which is one with the boom, I touched on the fact that it says Bluetooth. The reason you can tell it's Bluetooth is it's got a blue collar on here. If it's got a red collar, it's not a Bluetooth, it's a standard headset without. Under this little flap, little Velcro flap, is what I refer to as the dip switches, and they give you positional on-off for all the different functions that happen within the headset. So this is actually a configuration I've got. For the audio going out from the GoPro lead, you need dip switch 3. Try this with a pen. Is there? Sorry, correction. That is dip switch 3 there. That's the side tone. That's what allows the intercom to work. And everything that's up, so everything that's up is on, and everything that's down is off. So for my transmitter, and this goes through to the instructions, which I'll try and leave a link to in the description if they're available online. Effectively, the only switches I need to worry about for the settings I've got is dip switch 3, which is that one there, and dip switches 9 and 10, which are these two here. And that relates to the end of the plug. And the reason I say that, 9 and 10 should always be opposites to each other. And the reason for that is it's because of the element of the plug at the end of the lead that takes the microphone out, and also the way the circuitry amps it for those different types of radios, whether it's an airband or a 2-meter radio or whatever radio you're using within your country. Those switches need to be opposite to each other, and the instructions run through it, what they do. So it has to be noted for this headset, the switches, apart from turning dip switch 3 on for the side tone, that feeds the audio directly out to the GoPro audio lead. No other settings on here will affect the GoPro's audio. That's hardwired into the circuit board, and only MicroAvionics can adjust that. So dip switch 1, I've got dip switches 1 and 2 on, and that increases the mic gain to reduce wind noise, but it does actually reduce the bass quality of the music if you are listening to music through its headset. Dip switch 3 is a tandem intercom, effective that's your side tone. Dip switch 4 is mic sensitivity, and I've left that down because I found the microphone loud enough as it is. Dip switches 5 and 6, I was chatting with MicroAvionics about this. They've started turning those on because it reduces the transmit level basically to stop the microphone and the output getting oversaturated. I've found that with communications I've had with all airband units and other aircraft, that my transmission level is fine, so I'm leaving them down. 7 is for a second radio mic, and I'm not using a second radio. 8 is for a PTT type, and I'm not using a type that requires that switch to be on. 9 and 10, this is mic. This is the mic setting for which way the microphone works. Is it the mic on the ring side of the plug, or is it the mic on the tip side of the plug? And clearly I've got mine switch 9 on and 10 off. And 11 and 12, 11 is the mobile transmit level and 12 is the mobile receive level, and these can be adjusted on or off. So that's pretty much the switches as they go. Let's say it comes with this little flap that just velcros in and over. I put a little bit of felt just to make it match and blend in, and that is the dip switch settings for the microphone PM-100. The other thing to bear in mind with the microphone, it is actually here in the sock, and it should be effectively within 10mm of your lips. So if you put your finger between the microphone and your lips, that's how close. If it's too close, you can saturate the mic. If it's too far away, you won't get any of the noise cancelling properties of this microphone. So now we've done all the technicalities of the headset, let's look at a bit more of the inner workings of how to actually fit the ear cups to the helmet. As you can see, I've already removed the ear cups and the mounts, which literally just screw onto the sides into preformed threaded receptacles on this. So the difference between the Solar X and the Scarab, and it probably didn't come out too well earlier, is the Scarab has got these recessed placements for the ear cup mechanism, and that sits in there. Because it's composite, it's very thin, so what they've done is they provide you, if I can move them out of the way, with a long step bolt with a coned washer for compression, and a nut and a washer, and that washer goes inside and spreads the load around the composite to stop it pulling through, otherwise the screw would just rip through the fiberglass. What Eddie's done for me here is actually put in a little bit of plastic, so if this inner polystyrene doesn't come out, literally just insert a bit of plastic and you can actually pull it out. It must be noted as well, because of this soft neck lining, you actually have to put it in, when you put it in afterwards, the same way as it came out. If you try and do it from the back forwards, what ends up happening is this ends up getting folded down inside the helmet, okay? And all we need to do now is mount these. You have to take the polystyrene out to get these bolts in, and then once they're fitted, we can then put the polystyrene back in and mount the ear cups. The tools that you'll need for this is actually a flat bladed screwdriver and a 3mm Allen wrench or hex key, depending on where you are in the world. So I'm just going to do it up loosely and then tighten it in place, and the same for the other side. Just going to put the inner shell protective lining back in, and that just slots back in place, making sure it's equidistant all the way around. To fit the ear cups, I need to pull this inner lining forward, and that reveals here a little recessed groove that I can then put the overhead cable inside, and then put some black tape over the top of that to keep it in place. So I'm just going to do that now. Putting the overhead cable in the channel with a bit of tape, my Blue Peter Special for those that are old enough. Here's a piece I prepared earlier, making sure that sits flat and the cable is secured, and then reattaching the lining. And there you have it. I'll probably sort it out later, but basically I need to reattach some Velcro for this, reattach some Velcro and position this for the GoPro, and then mount my GoPro, which I will put on top here. I personally keep my GoPro on top, and I'm going to ensure that this has got a breakaway mount on it, because if it does get caught on anything, my head gets stuck, it will come away. I have used visors in the past. I've used this visor before. It is actually designed for this headset as well, and that fits there with some additional fixings which you can get if you wanted it. I've opted not to have this sort of visor. I have in the past as well used goggles. These, because I wear glasses, they do actually fit inside the goggles. A little bit fiddly to take off once they're on, but they do actually fit very snugly over the helmet. and actually very good in really, really cold conditions. But I found there aren't many opportunities in there aren't many times in the UK where I've actually needed them, so I've ended up taking them off half the time. But overall, that's the PM-100 fitted to the helmet. So that brings this video to a close. And as I say, if you've got any questions on the settings and the dip switches I went through, drop them in the comments and I'll do a Zoom meeting with MicroAvionics and hopefully give you more clarity on what those technicalities are. As I say, there's a lot of detail in the MicroAvionics manual, but actually it's sometimes nice for them to explain why they've done it and how it works. And so I've had a lot of time on the phone with them to understand how the Gopro audio levels work. And that's been very helpful to me. Let's say, drop your questions in the comments and I'll hopefully do a follow-up video with your questions. If you're new to my channel and want to follow more, don't forget to click the subscribe and also bell notifications to notify you when I'm releasing new content. Hopefully we'll be in the air soon, so until next time everybody, fly safe.